Hello, welcome to Lecture 7, Introduction and Overview. This is our second to last lecture. Woo, you made it. And I think that you'll enjoy um, this lecture in particular because it is about differentiating grading practices for diverse learners. So what we will look at is really the process because I'm aware that all of you have taken UDL, the differentiating instruction with universal design for learning. So I'm not going to focus in particular the on reiterating how we diversify, or not how we diversify, but how we recognize diverse learners. I will be focusing in on the process of differentiating. So the overview for um, this learning module, sorry, is pretty much inclusive settings require differentiated instruction approaches and diverse methods of assessing students' skills and abilities. Knowing how to differentiate grading within inclusive classroom settings allows all students' true ability levels to be seen and recorded on academic reports. So this unit discusses differentiated grading approaches while providing approaches to improving current grading practices for diverse learners. So hopefully by the end of it, you'll pick up some new skills. The main objective and the only one for this lecture is for you to discover some methods for differentiating grading practices. So the last two modules you got to see people differentiating, and then I'm hoping the readings from this week and also the a very brief lecture allows you to kind of start thinking about the different ways that you can use the methods that are discussed. So the learning outcome is that number one, you'll be able to identify current challenges with grading practices that do not support diverse learners, and then analyze the purpose behind differentiating grading practices. We have 3 readings for this week, so it is a little bit of reading intense, but I hope that you can find some time to get it done as you are on spring break. Sorry. But you have the first one. We have the same author in all 3 of the texts for this week, or the articles. The first one, Assessment and Student Success in a Differentiated Classroom, by Carol Ann Tomlinson and Tanya Moon. And then we have Grading and Differentiation, Paradox or Good Practice, and then Grading in a Differentiated Classroom, and How to Differentiate Instruction and Mixed Ability. So that's the other book that we have. That's the book that you have for the course. And we're only going to focus on pages 93 through 96. So by the end of the week, please remember that you only have one thing that's due, which is Reading Quiz 5, but it has 2 parts. The first part covers readings 1 and 2, and the last part is in for Article 3. It covers all the content for that article. So please make sure that you actually take the time to do the reading, as it is a little bit time consuming, but that's the only thing that you'll have to worry about outside of the final project check-in, which I don't, let me just double check. I don't think that is due this week. Just triple check. Okay, so just want to double check and make sure, because I know you just finished one. And now you have, this is week 7. Nope, so you only have the reading quiz, because I should be returning back to you the last final project check-in, which is due on the 21st. So just a quick note, it's actually due on the 22nd, because I know that the 21st is Easter, and if you observe the holiday, then obviously I'm not going to have something due on the 21st. Number 2, this final project check-in, remember the memo? I'll talk a little bit about that in the announcements, but the memo should be something that you demonstrate a acknowledgement of the different ways that students learn in a very concise way. Obviously, a memo is short and brief and straight to the point, but you want to have the friendly language for students in order to reiterate the responsibilities that you have as the instructor or the facilitator of knowledge and creator of the learning environment, while ensuring that the parents understand their roles and the students understand their roles as well. I will get into that during Module 8, but just to kind of heads up, make sure you outline that, because that's the whole purpose of the memo. And obviously, communicating your grading approaches and practices are essential, and you can do that as an attachment, but make sure that you start off with the essentials of roles and responsibilities and understandings. Okay, well, that wraps up this week. Hopefully these readings will add to your final project and help you generate the best approaches to eliminate some of the gaps and also communicate what responsibilities students have, and kind of reposition you, I guess, to see your role and responsibilities as a facilitator of diverse learning opportunities. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Stay tuned for the next lecture part 2.